Subhanallah, that was a bit of a oopsie before. Alhamdulillah. Anyways, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All praises to Allah, all thanks is for Allah, for all He gives us, and all He gives mankind, all He does for us. Nothing is possible without Him, and nothing can we do without seeking through Him. So I'll first start by apologizing for earlier. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but alhamdulillah, I think I've got it now. We're good. Khalas, jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad. Anyways, okay, so where I was at was telling you I was in the process of printing off the speech. Inshallah, as it would be much easier for me to read it, but alhamdulillah, I wasn't able to do that. The ink's run out, subhanallah. Anyway, so I'll just read it off the computer. Makes it not too complicated. So, I was born as Nathan Barker, but I'm known as Abdulkariim, which means the servant of the most generous. For two reasons I took this name. The first is Allah is Al-Kareem, is the most generous, as it is one of His 99 attributes, and how generous is He that He gave us Islam. The second, I myself have this specific quality. Those that know me well will agree. I've been like that my whole life, alhamdulillah. Since being Muslim, honestly, it's the Kareem has just increased, wallahi. So I'm 33 years old. I've been with my wife for 14 years. We're married for 10. I have 5 children, and my oldest is 18, alhamdulillah. I had her when I was pretty young, but mashallah, she's a good girl. I pray for her all the time that she finds her way to Islam like we all have, and I ask that you all could inshallah do the same for her. Pray for her guidance. But yeah, she's a good girl. She's a qualified hairdresser, and she has big ambition in her life, alhamdulillah. Now, my wife, alhamdulillah, we've been together for a long time. She's been through a lot of ups and downs in our time. But she stuck by me, and through the qadr of Allah, we've been firm, and we have a very good relationship, alhamdulillah. I have a son named Tane. He's 10 years old. He loves sports. He's exceptional, all he does, mashallah, and he's I believe to be a future imam, inshallah. He makes me very proud that he's such a great kid and a good Muslim. Next I have my daughter Alia. She's 8. She's a beautiful girl with such high iman. She's actually been wearing hijab since she was 3, subhanallah. And she wants to teach Islamic studies or Quran in the future, inshallah. Next I have my son Tahmid. He's 5. He's lots of fun, and he's a crazy personality. He's so much fun. Then I have Amina. She's 2 and starting to show interest in salat and hijab already. Mubarak. So both my wife and I was raised with faith. My mum, she used to take me to Christian church. I was in a choir and all these other things. And subhanAllah, like this is when I was very young, and I used to see my mum doing things she shouldn't be doing, Alhamdulillah, she accepted Islam, so inshallah she's in Jannah, or she makes the Jannah, inshallah. But yeah, I would see her do things, and I used to question it, I'd be like, hang on a minute, if we're supposed to be like this certain way that it teaches us in the Bible, like why is my mum being like this, And I asked the priest, and he was like, it comes with time, his answer, like I was very young, so his answer was not very, very clear to me. Anyways, so that was a time of my understanding of religion, the foundation. So, but I learnt about, heaven, hell. I learnt about, Isa alayhi salam. I learnt about the prophets. I learnt about the flood, Ibrahim, and the, his wife Hajjah, and I learnt about Sarah and all this stuff when I was very young. So relearning these things in Islam, it wasn't that very complicated, you know, alhamdulillah. But anyways, I was a bit of a naughty kid, so my mum sent me to live with my father, alhamdulillah. And when living with him, I didn't really have religion. I didn't really have anything to kind of to show me other than my father, you know. So my father raised me, he's atheist, you know, and he raised me to be a good person, good man, alhamdulillah. But I still was a little bit naughty, you know. I still did a lot of sin, I did a lot of things. And throughout my life, that just got worse, subhanAllah. I ended up with my daughter at the age of 15, you know, alhamdulillah. Everything happens for a reason, qadr of Allah, you know. But through my life, you know, I always had that foundation. It was always there. So when I met my wife, you know, alhamdulillah, she was very adamant that she wouldn't have children with me unless she was married in a church. And at the time, you know, like, she's like, I want to be the one out of all my family to have done the right thing, you know, like, to use the church, like, to them, you know, the Catholic and the Christian, you know, the expectation is that, you know, you don't fornicate, you don't do anything like this until the marriage, you know. So the implication was that it would be better that, you know, we would have been married before we had the child, you know. So anyways, alhamdulillah. So after that, we went about our lives, and there was no, you know, religion as such. They were still doing the same things. The two of us were, you know, we had the kids, and yeah, we're just pretty much living our lives and working every day to day, you know, and doing these things. And we had the lifestyle that we believed was fun, you know. It was you know, the drinking and the drugs and, you know, this type of stuff, you know, stuff for Allah. You know, at the time, you think that this is happiness, you know, and you learn that later on. You learn that it's an ongoing circle. It's an ongoing, like, a cycle, just goes around and around. You get your money, you spend your money, you have your fun, then it's gone. Then you go and work for it, get your money, you spend your money, you have your fun. So it's a meaningless circle, you know, meaningless lifestyle. So besides that, alhamdulillah, I have friends that were Muslim. One in particular was I wasn't devout Muslim, but he was Jahil, and he himself is Turkish, and he would pray and do all these things. I would see him, you know, he would read Quran, and he would tell me about the Sahaba, tell me about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all these things. You know, he never ate pork, and, you know, I was pretty impressed with that, you know, like, and it never really made me want to be Muslim at that point, you know, but I used to have a lot of respect for him when I would see him do the things he did, you know. Other than that, I had another friend, you know, he himself, half his family is Christian, the other half is Muslim. And subhanAllah, I didn't know it at the time. I never knew this, you know. And it wasn't until later on, after my wife and I had been married, that we caught up with these brothers again, and both of them were practicing. Both of them were trying to really practice Islam, you know. And may Allah bless them. And so from that, basically, the brothers, they give me a DVD, which I didn't watch it. I had it in my possession, and I never watched it, but it was there. Anyways, probably about a year later, 2010, this is my brother Justin. He was living with me, and he was spending a lot of time with one of these other brothers, Zaid. And they were best friends from, you know, Jahiliyyah, from the younger days. So anyways, they were together, and he basically was telling me, you got to watch this DVD, you got to watch this DVD. And I saw my wife, you know, like, man, we've got that DVD, we've had that for a year, we never even looked at it. And yeah, my brother was watching it, and he was learning about Islam, and he ended up, you know, with the will of Allah, he took Shahada, he became Muslim. And then he was really trying to push us. It's like, you got to watch this DVD, man. If you care about your family, you got to watch it. So, we watched it. It took us a bit of time. The movie we watched was called Arrivals. It was a pretty intense 8 hours worth of watching, subhanAllah. And it was very long duration, and because of the time, I was working all the time. I was pretty much work, party, come home, work, party, come home, you know, and then it wasn't really much of a lifestyle, you know. So we watched the DVD, and at the end, we were both my wife and I, we were both convinced of Islam's truth and how it put our own beliefs in perspective in many ways. So my wife said she was convinced and asked me what I thought. And I said, I agree, but I'm not ready. So she said to me, and this is what really made me think, she said to me, if I was going to go to hell, she would come with me. SubhanAllah, the love my wife has for me, she was willing to give up Jannah. I don't know if you other brothers have a wife like that. Inshallah, you just find one. If that's not love, I don't know what is. Anyway, so seeing how I was being selfish, I submitted to Allah. That was when we asked my good friend and brother in Islam, Zayd Abu Ruqayya, to witness our shahada, alhamdulillah. So my wife, she received hidayah from that moment. It was, she felt like the whole world had been lifted off her shoulder, may Allah bless her. And myself, I didn't really feel that, I felt like, okay, I'd made a connection to Islam, and I was proud to say I'm a Muslim. I accepted everything in Islam, but there was only so much that I actually did in response to practicing. So we cut out pork. We stopped eating that. I cut back on the drinking. I cut back on a lot of other things. But I hadn't really embraced Islam. So it wasn't until the Christmas break of 2011, which at the time my mother, may Allah accept her, she had organized a family reunion. And the family reunion was in New Zealand, and we went there, and my wife and I, both of us were working all the time. We hardly saw our kids. And it was at that moment that we realized how much we'd be missing out on our children and all these things, and spending time together as well. Made us really assess, ourselves. Like, she'd already decided when we were there for only a couple of days, she's like, I'm going to stop working. Because she'd been missing so much with the kids, Alhamdulillah. Anyway, so while we were there, I get a message, subhanAllah, on the second last day I'm there. And this is where the hidayah came, subhanAllah, over this duration. So basically I got this call, and there was a warning about I was going to lose my job. An employer was going to contact me, and he was going to make me redundant and all those other things. And I said, look, I can't really do anything about it. It is what it is. So anyways, so I got the phone call. I got told, sorry mate, we haven't got enough work. We have to let you go. Blah, blah, blah. All the excuses. And yeah, I was out of a job. So the problem was, while we were on the reunion, the time while we were there, we were spending money like it was nothing. And the money we were spending like nothing because we figured that I was going back to work as soon as I got home. So, anyways, it is what it is. So we were struggling financially when we returned. I was out of a job. We had no money. Then I had my daughter's mother. She rang me up and she's like, I've had enough. Take her. I can't take it. I can't deal with it anymore. You need to take her. And this is around the age where she was starting high school. So now I'm jobless. I'm broke. And I have now been given custody of my oldest daughter. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so then after this, we're stressing about what we should do. We need to get her into school. So, subhanAllah, we went to a Muslim school because we were trying to really embrace Islam. So we both went to the school, and when we entered this place, it was amazing, subhanAllah. When we came inside, that everyone was giving us salam, like we never met these people anywhere, and it was very nice. Then we met the coordinator or the vice principal, can't remember. Anyways, this brother, I told him my situation. I said, look, man, I've just got my daughter, and, I need to get her into school. We're new Muslims, alhamdulillah. We're really trying to learn ourselves, but at the same time, we think she would be able to benefit from here. And he said, look, brother, don't worry, I'll look after you. He gave me a check so I could go to the uniform shop, get her the clothes. And he said, we'll get you the books tomorrow. She can start tomorrow. So, may Allah reward the brother, and that was a real eye-opener to me, like the benefits of Islam, the beauty of it, subhanAllah. Then after that, anyways, my wife's father, he had a heart attack. He had to have bypass surgery. And then subhanAllah, after that, my wife's grandfather had a stroke, and so these all took place. This was the Hidayah, brothers and sisters. This all took place within, I think it was a month time frame. So that was when I really really realized, Allah is giving me a real kick in the bum here. Like, this is my moment to really push myself, not only for myself, but for my family. So, alhamdulillah, we started to pray. And from that moment, alhamdulillah, we never stopped. We've been praying ever since, alhamdulillah. So, anyways, that's the hidayah, that along the lines of, how we came to practice myself, how I came to embracing the path of Islam, alhamdulillah. So, when I began to pray, it was amazing. I felt for the first time I'd really connected with Allah. Like, I'd never had this before. And this is the feeling that I want for my family, my friends, and every person in this world, inshaAllah. As I think about the time when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he cried to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because there was that time where he went to him, he said, I fear for the ummah, like mankind. He didn't just fear for the people of Islam, he feared for mankind itself. And he cried to Allah, he said, I fear that they won't accept Islam. And even though he was so heartbroken about this, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him revealed in the verse, shall we tell you that it's not for you to convert the people, only convey that message. So this is where we come to the dawah side. Because at the end of the day, everything that we do as Muslims to any non-Muslim is a form of dawah. So, since being Muslim, I've become a more caring person to my family and in general. I've become more generous, as I said earlier. I have involved myself in giving dawah, which means inviting the path of Islam, which now I give dawah to everybody I meet, online and in person. I've fed the homeless and have been involved with other charity opportunities with Abdulkariim in Chad and PGC. I fed the homeless with them, and brothers from Homeless Aid, I was involved helping them the other day. But the most amazing thing from Islam, in my opinion, is the brotherhood and love in the community. I mean real love, not the kind where you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. I'm talking about real love, real brotherhood. Not everything a Muslim does is done for the reward from Allah and only Allah. SubhanAllah. 2:6. So with that, I was gonna read a verse from the Quran, which I'm not even sure the reference. I can't even remember, subhanAllah. And you just have to bear with me because my Arabic is not the best, but inshallah I'll try my hardest. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So يا أيها الذين آمنوا من يرتد منكم عن دينه فسوف يأتي الله بقوم يحبهم ويحبونه أذلة على المؤمنين أعزة على الكافرين يجهدون في سبيل الله ولا يخفون لومة لائم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله واسع عليم. Alhamdulillah, that was hard to get through. Alhamdulillah, but I did it. So, O you who have believed, whoever of you should revert from his religion, Allah will bring forth in place of them a people who will love and who will love Him, who are humble towards the believers, powerful against the disbelievers. They strive in the cause of Allah and do not fear the blame of a critic. That is the favor of Allah. He bestows it upon whom He wills, and Allah is all encompassing and knowing. So upon knowing this verse, it shows how important each one of you are, including myself, inshallah. How your and my transition into this faith can have such a great impact in this community one day, and why. So Spin Vic now. We'll talk about Spin Vic. Spin was an idea that one brother from New Zealand had. His name is Musa. May Allah bless him. And he approached me to get on board with the group or network of brothers, which at the time was in Fiji, Australia, and New Zealand. We did not even have a name for it. But after long deliberation, we decided on South Pacific Islamic Network. And it was to be registered in New Zealand as a non-for-profit organization. However, it did not go as we had planned, as Allah is the best of planners. An ongoing spin was delayed. Till finally I said I'm going to organize a dinner, a revert dinner, as an introduction to spin. And if we are not registered soon, I will assume the right to register in Australia. I didn't want to do that, but I had to. But the brothers agreed with me, and here we are. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so Spin Vic is focused on revert support and dawah. So when I say support, I mean in many ways. We know as reverts, we have trouble learning the deen. We have trouble reading Quran, just like I had then. We have trouble with learning the language. We have trouble with learning to pray. We have trouble financially from Jahiliyyah. We have trouble in relationships. We have trouble, you name it, we have trouble there, alhamdulillah. And so does the Muslim population around the world. We all have issues, we all have problems, we all have trouble, alhamdulillah. But in respect to that, I've had people contact me in regards to they need advice when it comes to their relationship, based upon my own experience as a non-Muslim before Islam, and then as a Muslim now, and how my relationship is now, and the benefits Islam has had, and the best way to approach these problems. Then we have, we provide dawah packs to international or to local, introduction packs, all these things, that we give as a support, as well as that, inshallah, when the website is live, there's going to be a lot on there, inshallah, and, I pray after this, many people subscribe, and we'll be able to see when it's up, inshallah, how amazing it really will be. And then there's so that was for the support. But there's many other things we do as support as well, in different areas. Like we want to offer a free Quran online, inshallah. And if you're local, we plan on trying to organize free Quran classes as well. But so that's just that for now. So then I arranged my first dinner. So the first dinner I arranged was an introduction to Islam. It's not just Islam, but the organization and what we want to achieve and how we want to do things. And I did that with the help of Islamic Education of Awareness Casey Association. The brothers were able to really assist me. Brother Abdulkariim, may Allah bless him. He was the one that helped me register, spin. He got the ABN sorted. He got the registry sorted, May Allah bless him. But the Sheikh, Imam Khalil, may Allah bless him. He's offered to assist in many ways with the organization, and he, financially, both Iyaka as well as the Sheikh himself, was supportive of my efforts, because when I did the dinner, it wasn't very as successful as I expected. Coming new to this, I was expecting kind of the same response from people that I felt about Islam, the way that I felt about giving back to one another, and so I didn't charge any entry. It costed $3,500, subhanallah, and I got stuck with the bill, man. I was assuming people would want to pledge, and, I was very, hopeful, alhamdulillah. But, we're supposed to be like that in Islam. Like, we should be smart at the same time, but, I was very passionate about giving it a crack, So, anyways, it was a learning lesson for me. So, anyways, that was the first real initiative thing that I took part of within Spin Vic. So then, after the dinner, which was amazing, alhamdulillah, I had one sister approach me in regards to arranging a revert retreat for sisters, you know, Allahu Akbar. And it was through the dinner that I had arranged, through that initiative that I had taken, that this sister was willing to come forward and say, look, Akhi, let's do this. And I spoke with her husband and we arranged it all, and alhamdulillah, it went very well. There was a lot of good feedback on it, and we plan to inshallah do again. So that was for that, inshallah. For the revert retreat, I mentioned the dinner. Yeah, I did that. Alhamdulillah. Then there was I wanted to raise money to purchase a disc publisher, which was for dawah. I don't know if there's any around, so just give me 2 seconds, I'll find. Inshallah. Bismillah. So these, I don't know if you can see it, but that's a rough idea of what I've been trying to put together. I think I should try and change the imagery. It's a bit hard to read it, I think. But anyway, so I have been trying to put together a compilation of different dawah introduction and information DVDs and CDs that will be, inshallah, the plan is to introduce worldwide over time, inshallah. I'm putting together short vids, so people that are interested, you know, that people have short attention spans. And, you know, you can put, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like this on each disc. So there's about 5 or 6 in different ones, and there's about 12 in total of CDs and DVDs, inshallah. One for Salah. The Salah one is really great. The brothers from Sydney, they put that together, and all I did was, I took the time and I translated it, inshallah, and, I put together a CD, and there's it's got an English translation, but the Qari is Sheikh Usadi. I'm not sure if anyone knows who that is, but he's amazing. Like he's very clear in his recitation, so it would make it much easier for people when they're trying to learn to pray from the beginning. Plus we provide the prayer mats and all these other things. Alhamdulillah. So, but yeah, that's for the disc publisher. I was able to raise the money for that purpose for dawah. Alhamdulillah. If you want to see, I can show you. It's this big chunk of microwave looking thingamajig. Does like 100 discs at a time. Pretty amazing thing. Alhamdulillah. So in that time, since I've been, trying to get Spin running, trying to do the things with Spin Vic, I've also been approached by one brother from Syria, Idlib. And I've been watching his Facebook channel, Save Idlib, and anyways, he approached me, alhamdulillah, via message, and through our communication, I determined that I needed, like, just for a safety perspective, I guess, from my own government from Australia, I know they're watching, it's alright, alhamdulillah, to make sure that his involvement, he has to verify his humanitarian involvement. So once I had done that, I received a letter to confirm these details. I sent him some money, and alhamdulillah, once I sent him this money, he sent me pictures and videos, and a lot of people have seen this already. A lot of people have seen these videos and pictures already, alhamdulillah, and but anyone's able to see them on my Spin Vic pages. I'll tell you about them later. But anyways, so I sent him the money, and he sent me these, and I was amazed. I was like, man, I can do better than that. So alhamdulillah, I put it out that I was trying to raise more money, and at the same time, people were raising money for Ghuta. At the same time, I was raising money for Idlib. And alhamdulillah, I was able to put together enough money to send for 100 families. We were able to put together enough money to send away for 100 families. And so we had managed to feed 140 families in the 3-week period. Allahu Akbar. And but then I seen the more and more things are happening. I saw more of an urgency. So I want to continue to aid the brother in Idlib ongoing. So this is why I've been putting out the request, brothers and sisters, sponsor Spin Vic, $10 a week, $50 a month, whatever's easier, 100 people, like this needs to be Australian dollars too, but 100 people can do this, you know, imagine 200 people, 300 people, you know, the money that comes in, alhamdulillah, it makes everything simpler for me. To organize everything simpler for us. I keep saying me, but I mean us. And or any other donation that can be afforded, you know, alhamdulillah, it all goes to the same cause. Whether if you want to put it specifically for Idlib or for Syria, you put reference Syria. You know, if you want to put it for Dawah, you put reference Dawah. If you want to put it, it's just for Spin Vic to do everything we do. Just don't put anything. We'll put Spin Vic, you know, whatever. So anyways, that's why I've been trying to really reach out for that, and you know, alhamdulillah, it's going well, alhamdulillah. And as for myself, since been with Spin Vic, since running Spin Vic, I've been asked to be an ambassador for the National Zakat Foundation in the southeast region of Melbourne, alhamdulillah. So that in itself is quite an achievement in my own, I feel, alhamdulillah. And as well as that, you know, I'm a committee member of the Islamic Education and Awareness of Casey Association, alhamdulillah. But everything I've done, everything that happens, you know, within Spin Vic, it's all from my beginnings in Dawah. I started off doing the street Dawah. I've done Dawah with the family. The family, man, like my mom, you know, may Allah accept her, she accepted Islam. You know, she died from cancer, you know, back in 2013. 2015, subhanAllah. 2015, she died, or was it 2016? SubhanAllah, now I can't remember. It feels like it was yesterday, honestly. I miss her all the time, alhamdulillah. Anyways, but, yeah, she accepted Islam 1 year before she passed away, you know. As well as that, since giving dawah, learning how to give dawah and all this, you know, my mother-in-law's accepted Islam, my niece accepted Islam, my cousin accepted Islam, you know, alhamdulillah. And these ones in particular, like, they still have their lives, you know, in this world where they're a part of a community, you know, friends and family that, you know, are still doing all these things, but at the same time, you know, that they themselves are really finding themselves with Islam, you know. May Allah continue to guide them on their path, you know. They pray, and, you know, inshallah, make dua of my mother-in-law, if she's watching, inshallah, make dua that she starts to pray. But yeah, my niece and my cousin, both of them, they're praying, you know, and they found like such happiness in that change, you know. And that's all from dawah, you know. I've given dawah at the peace conference, you know, for the brothers from Aria. I've done dawah with them in the street, you know. I've done dawah at Mind Body Spirit Festival, you know, and as well as that, I ran a table at the market, you know, local market near me. That was for a few years. I was there a lot of time by myself, you know, but it doesn't matter, you know, because when it comes to dawah, it's not about who's with you or how many people get shahada. It's about the message you're conveying. So, you know, if you're there and you're putting in that effort, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you for that effort. That every person that has that bit of interest is placed within their hearts, Allah rewards you as if they had accepted Islam. Now that's an amazing feat. I don't know why people wouldn't want that for themselves. You know, you think about all the people that accept Islam because of you and all the benefits that they bring to themselves, how much benefit it brings to you. You know, when I think about the brother that helped witness my shahada, you know, I think this guy, man, he must be raking it in. Allahu Akbar. He's just sitting back and he's enjoying every moment. You know, he doesn't even have to leave the house. Allahu Akbar. You know, because the amount of ajr the hasana that he gets from all the things that I do, subhanAllah, for the sake of Allah, and the blessings he gets from all of it. You know, Allahu Akbar. So, like, I'm in the habit, yeah, like, when it comes to dawah, I give dawah to the Coles delivery guy. I give dawah to the Bible bashers. I talk to the salespeople, ring me up trying to sell me stuff. I give them dawah. You know, Allahu Akbar. I get people come to the door trying to sell us electricity. You know, alhamdulillah, they live with the Quran. You know, and this all stems from the understanding from that verse. You know, Allah will bring forth in the place of them, the ones that have been given this religion from the start, the ones that neglect and reject their purpose in this faith, the purpose in this life, you know, and there's people like myself that come forth, and this is that verse, Allahu Akbar, this is that verse, you know, and that's the importance of that verse for me and for all of us to remember, You know how significant our position as a revert or as a convert, what people want to say convert, you know. So like, yeah, it's just amazing that, you know, I've come such a way from the person that I was doing the things that I did to what I do now, you know. Now I live for the sake of Allah, I do the things for the sake of Allah, you know. SubhanAllah, I'm really dedicating the majority of my time to doing everything for the sake of Allah, you know. And this is something that, you know, I would never have done before, I don't believe. I honestly don't believe that. And although I was generous and caring and such before, it's nothing like I am now, I feel, you know. And yeah, and so even still, I have the dawah table in Dandenong, which, you know, every Sunday, inshallah, providing the weather is okay, because, you know, we can't control the weather, of course, but, you know, at the end of the day, people don't want to be talking in the rain. And I want you all to know, you know, that all the money that is used for any of our initiatives, you know, they come from donations and sponsorship, alhamdulillah. And we ask that everyone continues to give for the sake of Allah, and know that all SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah, I just get a phone call, forgive me. And know that, one second, and know that all the work any of the Muslim non-for-profits do, including Spinvic and Homeless Aid. But this is all. The money that is used is a sadaqah jariyah for any and all who contribute to these causes. So, and when I say sadaqah jariyah, I mean it's an ongoing charity from the time of your death. You know, like if there's benefiting, if your money is still benefiting people or problems or, forgive me, subhanAllah, helping, you know, starving families and all these things, you know, long after you're gone. You know, imagine that, you know, like, as well as that, we got, you know, this ambition, we want to build mosques and schools and all these other things, you know, in the future, inshallah. You know, and that again, you know, that again, sadaqah jariyah, you know, building these wells and feeding these families and giving the zakat and all these things, you know, that we can do as Muslims. You know, like, I know my story's been long, and you know, I did want to like really go through everything so that everyone really knows me, and that there's no real questions that people are gonna ask me that they won't already know the answer, alhamdulillah. So again, I want to thank you all for listening, and I'm going to tell you now all the Spinvic details, inshallah. If you want to contribute, or if you want to message me, or check out the website, inshallah, once that's active, because that's going to blow your minds, alhamdulillah. So yeah, the bank information is Spinvic Incorporated. It's an ANZ account. The BSB is 013288 and the account number is 3086130006. And then we have the website is www.spinvic.org.au. Then we have the Facebook is a Spinvic Dawah, Spinvic being one word, Spinvic updates and messages, Spinvic reverts/converts, and then we have Instagram Spinvic, we have the email, we have Abdulkariim at spinvic.org.au, and the official, which is the official one for myself, and the official Gmail is spinvic17 at gmail.com. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's everything that, you know, I wanted to share. I wanted just to know. If there's any questions, yallah, start bringing them. There's a lot of messages all through here, subhanAllah. So yeah, I'm happy if people would like to start asking questions. I'm here to answer them. Jazakallah khair. Maybe I should just start thanking everyone that's online. Brother Muhammad Al Mustafa, Jazakallah khair. Brother Muhammad Abbas Shari, Jazakallah khair. Brother Ayub Sheikh, Jazakallah khair. Mary Elm, Jazakallah khair. Aisha Alim, member of Spin and a wonderful person. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless her and Jazakallah khair. Sister Azma Islam, wa iyyakum and Jazakallah khairan. Effendi, I'm not sure if that's a male or a female name, but I'm going to say Assalamu alaikum and Jazakallah khair. Heather, that's definitely a sister's name. Assalamu alaikum, Jazakallah khair. There's a doctor and his name is Kurd. So, Allah protect you and continue. Ameen, Jazakallah khair. Our brother Muhammad Ahmed, Assalamu alaikum, Jazakallah khair. Brother or sister, I'm not sure. Aro, Ako, Ha-ho. Not sure what that means, but okay. Assalamu alaikum. Mahmoud Hassani. Amin ya Rab. Jazakallah khair. Bilal Ahmed Waziri. Jazakallah khair. Brother Khalid Timsa. Jazakallah khair. Ibrahim Ali Adan. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Jazakallah khair. And yeah, Jazakallah khair to everyone else. Appreciate everyone being on here. I'm just flicking through now, alhamdulillah. It's taking a long time to get to the bottom, inshallah. Inshallah, I'm making my way. Inshallah, I'm making my way. Please leave your email address on the website. That's coming, alhamdulillah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thanks for watching. Appreciate the fact you're taking the time. Yeah, definitely register at the website, inshallah, because as I said, it is gonna blow your minds how much it contains, and it's really gonna be a very positive impact on our community, inshallah. Lastly, there was one more thing I forgot to mention. You know, there was a sisters dinner planned for yesterday, and sadly, due to maintenance issues, it was cancelled. But it's just been delayed. It hasn't been cancelled completely. It will go ahead, just a matter of when. I have to arrange the time and promote that. As well as that, we have the brothers dinner, which is on the 8th of April, inshallah. And as well as that, we have Eid celebration coming up, and that is going to be absolutely amazing. And I will keep everyone updated on that through the social media pages and such, inshallah. So yeah, Jazakallah khair for staying with me, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.